Okay, wheeled Felix out. He's going to go check at the other hospitals about other options, but you seem to be in good spirits at least, so that's good. How's it going there, Cassy?
Good.
Well, probably not that good, considering most people that tend to come to me in this kind of setting aren't really feeling that good. But take a seat.
It was Ria's idea.
Well, she does have a lot of good ideas. Sometimes she's got some absolutely, well, stupid ones, but well, I'm not here to judge in that kind of way. Well, openly at least. So, why did Riel want you to come and see me? Because normally I don't take patients that have someone tell them to come and see me. Most people tend to want to have to come and see me.
I think she's concerned about that I could drive into the psycho way.
What, your implants? Are you on anything for cyberpsychosis?
Yeah. I take blockers. I doubled them. Because I felt I need to.
I'm not a ripper. Okay?
Yeah.
I do know. So, are you taking baloperidol? Are you
I actually
taking?
can't remember.
Yeah. Well, normally, I know baloperidol is one of the higher end anti-cyberpsycho suppressants for the blockers, but I do know some people get watered down versions, stuff that tends to be cut. Brake fluid and battery acid. But again, I'm not a ripper.
I don't know how to start this. From the beginning?
Whatever's on your mind, really. It's normally the way that most people tend to go. Sort of like when you want to just blurt something out to somebody. You know, you normally feel you shouldn't, right? This is more about suppressing that urge and just blurting it out.
Okay. So, it all started a few weeks ago when I figured out that Kaika got missing.
Yeah. I haven't really asked you, Cassy. What is your relationship to Kaiga?
He was one of the first people who noticed me
In what way do you mean
in the
noticed?
Midrike. That I live there. That I have a child. that I had nothing else but a child and, well, my little apartment upstairs.
And a bunch of baggage, I'm assuming, as well.
I guess, no.
Everyone's got that.
More like I came back to Saphira after 2 years.
You got out? Huh. When'd you come back?
Me and my husband, I mean, back then, tried to have a peaceful life outside. Well, I guess Saphira follows you everywhere you go.
Yeah,
We
you're
got
not
into
wrong.
some trouble. We had a car accident on a highway, and he died. Me and the kid, we survived. And after the storm,
Storm?
oh, in District Zero, there was a magical storm going on. It flooded a big part of the city. I mean, District Zero and the waterfront.
Oh, right. No, I've done a little bit of research there. I understand that.
So I thought I'd come back to my friends who lived there, but no one was there anymore.
Yeah, I read that a lot of people got displaced and, well, a lot of people were never found.
Since, well, I should correct myself. Car accident. Well, it's
Car
he
intentional.
got shot, and we were driving with 400 miles per hour. You know, this fast luxury cars, the highway outside over the wasteland.
Where you can open it up and really go off. Yeah, I've driven that way once.
Another car showed up next to us out of nowhere. And he took a bullet. I took a bullet. Well, actually a few. I don't really remember that part that well.
Yeah.
The next thing I remember is waking up 50 meters away from the car with Maria in my arms and a medtech transporter coming in.
Well, you've done the most important things so far. You haven't given up.
I cannot give up.
Exactly. Giving up is what kills people. So you're taking care of yourself and your daughter, right? So I'm assuming, did Kaiga help you with, like, bills or just a friend, someone to talk to?
He he gave me a foothold in the warehouse. A little apartment. Nothing I need to pay for. Just do some work here and there.
Yeah.
It's a safer place than the meat rack.
I think a lot more people would be more judicious about applications of particular things around the warehouse, from what I'm aware.
So back then I was sad. I was frustrated. I mean, I lost my husband. How else should I
Understandable,
feel?
yes. That is a completely legitimate feeling.
And Hemsky asked me once if I would like to have revenge. And I said no. It's a cycle. If you kill one of them, they come back, the one of you. Doesn't end.
Yeah, the old adage is never wrong. An eye for an eye makes everyone blind. That's
So
a good way for you to be thinking. That's healthy. It sucks that you have to see yourself as the bigger person, that you're the one that is focused on having to step back from everyone else trying to cause the problems. But, well, it's definitely the right thing to be doing. Even if it hurts.
I have the feeling that recently something changed on this.
Oh,
I have never felt so much anger than in the past few weeks.
yeah.
And I
That's
could have never.
reasonable.
When I screamed at asthma in the past, I wouldn't even thought about that. I never screamed at someone.
Thank you, folks. I do remember that.
And when we told Hemsky that Skipper's the reason why Kaiga is how he is. And he started screaming, I got so angry. If Ellie took my hand, and if she wouldn't, I would have just, I don't know, crushed someone.
Look, the fact that everyone is very much aware now of what's going on with all of that. It's not something that has been very public, and as you said, you worked very hard to even find out that this was going on. Goes to show just how much people valued Kyger's privacy and cared for him enough to let him not be bothered by everyone suddenly rushing to him. Personally, that I agree with. I don't agree with how a lot of people have treated him past that point. I haven't been able to talk to him until that time that, well, up at the gazebo with Sariel and yourself. That was the first time I was able to actually talk to him. Like, since all this happened, since, well, I was there when people found out that he flatlined. We were all worried. We were all trying to do our best. But my best comes in dealing with the fallout of things. Seeing where the chips have fallen and then helping clean that up. You're not wrong to feel pent up. To feel that you want to lash out and scream. I won't even say that it's because of the medications you're on, be it the baloperidol substitutes or even the steroids. It's a perfectly reasonable emotional response to someone that you actually care about. And the fact that you're still taking the high road. That you still understand that you don't want to perpetuate a cycle. Did you hear about what Kyger's decision is? Kyger has stopped caring. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to see Skipper punished. He just wants it to go away. Now, in my personal opinion, and for the opinion of everyone, I will say that Skipper does need to be punished, so people understand that. Just because Kyger doesn't want Skipper punished doesn't mean that they shouldn't be. Think of it like, if the cops actually ever fucking did anything. Think of it like someone being witness doing a crime, and the person that's against says, I don't want to press charges. They don't want to do anything about it. And then the police picking it up and then going, well, we're going to press charges because, that's still a thing. Kyger doesn't want to press charges against Skipper. Kyger still very much cares for Skipper. They feel betrayed, sure, but they saw Skipper like a son. Please don't smoke in here. The owner will kick my ass. Trust me, I'd be smoking myself if I could. I'll tell you what, I'll owe you a cigarette for next time. How about that? It's just...
Fine.
It's very complicated. We all know that, though. What are your feelings?
I just want Kyger back.
You just want Kyger
And
back?
That's it.
You don't care either? You just want the friend? You don't care about anything else?
Not really. Know that while we're in the meeting room with Ria Ellie, Shen, and Hemsky. I called Shen privately. I don't know how serious he is about what he said. But he said he's gonna kill Skipper. I have told no one.
Well, doctor-patient confidentiality here. You know that.
I'm not sure if he's still gonna do it. Well, actually, no. I'm sure he's still gonna do it. Even though Kaga said he doesn't care.
Yeah, see, that's what we're trying to prevent currently. We all know that if Skipper is going to be punished, we can't have it done via the mob. It needs to be done officially. That's why Hamsky was around. That's why he's been fully brought into it and up to speed. So that, as much as I don't like putting the pressure on the guy, he is in a pressure cooker constantly. But he understands that Skipper does need to be punished, but not by everyone that wants to get their pound of flesh. And it needs to be a public example made, a lesson learned, and that everyone can move on past it. As Hamsky was saying, he's seen... he saw someone that caused something terrible, and then is learning to be better from it. Sometimes that happens. People do terrible things. Sometimes they don't do them with full knowledge, and sometimes they do. We know that Skipper didn't fully understand what they were doing. We also understand that they were taken advantage of. But that's not the point right now. The point right now is we're here for Kaiga, so that Kaiga can get better, get back to being himself, and hopefully, after he's potentially gotten himself back, I can have him sat where you are right now, going through the same kind of thing, so that I can help him be that friend that you want again. He's not in a good place, but it's too raw for him right now, and that's very understandable. I mean, I feel a little bad that I had to push Skipper to make sure that he was told, because otherwise everyone holding back the betrayal that he would have felt, that no one told him, all of his friends, suddenly he wouldn't have had any of that. I had to put that on my shoulders a little bit, and to have people look at me like I'm the bad guy.
No. At first I thought that too. I was already struggling with, should I tell him or should I not?
Someone had to.
Because if I tell him,
you can't
I'm
start
gonna
recovering.
Be the person.
That's the thing. He would have sat there, still ramming himself against the wall, being that wall for everyone and just crashing himself over and over, not trying to get better, not trying to change, just thinking he could. But knowing now what he knows, the reasons, he can at least work through that himself. Even if he doesn't have someone like me there to tell him, to help him walk through that, at least getting a baseline for yourself is what people do. It's going to be most definitely a difficult journey for everyone, but he's going to need people like you, Cassy. He's going to need those friends, the people that still care about him even now. He's had people walk away from him over this, even though none of this is his fault. He knows that, but it's also the fact that he's stubborn about it. He wants to push forward. He wants to improve himself. Everyone that's watched him can see that, but it's hard when he's, well, like that. None of this really matters to him right now. If you think about it, if he's going to be back to himself again, whether or not he remembers all of this, whether or not that he's just how he was before that they took him, no one knows. All we can do is plan and be there for him in any way that we can. What are you going to do?
I mean, I will be there. Where else should I be?
Yes, you'll be there. But what will you be doing? There's a difference in being there and doing something.
I guess I will spend more time with him than I did before, which already was a lot.
There you go. Having an idea of what the future holds and what none of us can even guess at, it's the difference, right? And we don't know how it's all going to work out. All we can do is hope for the best and put forth the effort that we all can. I'm still going to be the asshole in all this because I have to play devil's advocate sometimes. But that's just me. Tough job I've got. Not to say that your job isn't just as hard. There's nothing harder than being there for someone that's gone through something. Slight disassociation by the look of it. Self-patting and self-stimulating behavior. How are you feeling, Cassy?
Today?
Right now.
Oh no. Less angry than the last few days.
What kind of anger are you feeling? Is it like a low rolling boil, just slowly building? Or is it something that is almost rattling the lid off of the pot?
Well, 2 days ago it was. I mean, when everyone put me in the position of ski talk, you need to do it.
Yeah.
I was very angry. But when I came back from Heaven's Reach, it settled. I feel weird like there's almost no anger anymore.
Like it's burned out. Emotional numbness. Overstimulation. Alright. Okay.
But there's also nothing else.
It's okay. Right now, you're focused on the emotions you need to deal with the situation that you're going through. You're equating this situation to that of your husband because anger keeps you going. Frustration, adrenaline, rage. These kind of things are very powerful emotions to hold on to so that you can push forward. But you're not letting that control you because you're tempering yourself. You're not lashing out. You're not going out and doing anything about it yourself. You're simmering. You're trying to take what you've got and what you know that works and use it in a way that you feel is the most productive towards getting your goals. You're improving yourself. You're focused on helping Kyger as best you can. You're working with Sariel to try to figure out things together. You're doing all the right steps. Just because you're feeling an emotion that normally isn't considered something that would be positive in these kind of situations doesn't mean that it can't be used for a positive. You're doing great, Cassy. You really are. You're holding yourself together well. As much as it's probably strange for you to come and sit here across from me and have me telling you these things when you can look at me and see a man that literally forced Kyger to have to face something that he really shouldn't have, that no one should have to. The fact that you still came and sat down and still want to have a discourse, I can do nothing but applaud you. And I'm just giving you honesty here, just as you're giving me honesty. That's what this place is about. This is what this is. We talk about the things we need to talk about so that you can put them in perspective for the moment you're currently in and for how you're going to be feeling in the future. And while it's not the best that you're currently latched onto and feeling nothing but that emotion, the fact that you're using it in the right way, that's the real thing. The fact that you understand how to focus. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I need to pump you full of drugs. I'm not here to tell you that you're doing things the wrong way. I'm here to tell you what I see. I just see a woman that's trying for a friend that she cares very deeply about. And the fact that you're putting a lot on your shoulders as well. Trying to bear as much of the weight that everyone else is trying to put onto him. Don't worry. As much as I seem like the asshole in all this, I'm trying to do the same. I don't want to, but it's what you do for people, right? I didn't know him for very long, only a couple of weeks before he left, after I'd been hired. So, when it comes to a stake in actually knowing him, I don't. But I'm objective about these things. He was obviously a cared for and respected member of the community. A lot of people liked him. A lot of people, obviously, still putting forward all of their effort and time to try and help him still. even now, you look at Hamsky, he still sees him as a member. Still sees him as someone that should be looked after. That goes to show a lot. The respect that someone earns like that isn't easily given by people. I think you're doing the right thing, Cassy. But right now, this kind of thing, sitting here with me, this isn't going to do you too much. Sariel's worried about you, obviously. I get that. Sariel's a nice woman, from what I can tell. She's a little bit soft. I don't think she's got that Zephyrin in her.
No. No, he doesn't.
Yeah. But you and I both know what it's like, right? We understand where it comes from. The respect of the streets is earned, never given. That man's obviously earned it. He's earned yours. And you're obviously a tough bitch.
I mean, not everyone survives a car crash with one admires, so
Exactly.
yes, I am.
Look. Keep doing what you're doing, okay? But if you feel the stress starting to get to you, if you feel that you can't handle the weight that you're taking on, reach out. No one's going to think less of you for it. I mean, that's obviously what Sariel's seeing. I don't see it myself because I think you've got way more shoulder than most people think. But I'll be honest, I don't know you too well. But you seem like a straightforward woman. You understand what you're doing. You wouldn't be doing it if you didn't want to. Someone's earned your trust and respect. That goes a long way. But if you need someone to help you, always feel free to reach out. I will always try and be that objective voice. If I've got to be the voice of reason, if I've got to be the voice of unreason. I can play devil's advocate as much as I can sit here and tell you everything you want to hear. But that's not going to be helpful, is it?
Not really.
Exactly. So you know when I'm telling you this right now, that it's coming from a place of truth that I think that you don't need my help currently. You're struggling, but I think that's what you need to be able to move forward. Because if you don't have that struggle, you don't feel that it's worth it, that it's not actually real. But when it starts getting too much, remember, you've got people like Sariel, you've got people like me, you've got people like Lorelei. You can reach out, okay? And don't be afraid to.
Yeah. So, can you tell Sariel I'm fine?
Sure, I've got her number, I can give her a text. Why, have you not got hers?
I mean, if I do it, you might not just believe it.
Tell you what. You text her. You send her the message. And if she wants to send me a message to double check, I'll be honest with her and tell her that you came and I think that you're doing great. Because that way, we're not going to collude messages. You tell her exactly how you feel and how you felt this is gone. If she wants to reach out to me because she doesn't trust that you came or that she thinks that you're trying to be that stubborn bitch that I think you are, I'll tell her, okay?
Okay,
Fair?
fair.
That's what I try to do. Again, someone's got to be. In a world like this, especially in a city like this, not easy to be fair.
No, not really.
Have you got anything else on your mind?
Do they have soup?
Soup. What here? I mean,
Oh, it looks more like a bar.
yeah, well, no, there is some food options here, but I'm no chef. You really don't want me to cook, trust me. But, I mean, I can make up a drink. Tell you
I
what,
think I'm gonna order some soup.
yeah, next time you're here, I'll have the owner make something up. I'll put it in the microwave, keep it warm for you. And that way afterwards, I'll make you up like a milk tea or something. I think he does well with omelets. So we'll get you like an omu rice or something and milk tea next time after you've had a session, okay? There's an incentive to come back for another one, right?
Sure. Can you drink?
You don't want to know how I have to deal with it if I do, but I can, technically, yes. I'll beat anyone in a sculling contest.
Hmm.
Not like I have the muscles in here working if I don't want them to be. So I can just slack every muscle in my throat and drop a bottle. Be gone in a second. Don't have to swallow.
Me too.
Yeah, imagine having a gag reflex, right?
Imagine. You should try green tea, mango orange.
Yeah, then the hard part's actually tasting. Again, I can drink and eat. Doesn't mean I taste.
Oh. Smell?
Faintly. Mostly formaldehyde.
If you ever get the chance, you should smell it then. It's an interesting.
Sure. I'll give it a try sometime. It's hard to, figure out how to process things like that. If you don't have any more questions, don't feel like I'm holding you. You gotta have a fun way of doing stuff like that. Look, when you feel you need another session, reach out again, okay? You got my number.
Sure.
Anytime.
Oh, and
Yeah?
I think hero might be the wrong word, but I think when you convince Skipper to take Haiga before anyone else need to, well, tell him, or he needs to figure out himself, I think that moment made you a hero.
Nah, you're right.
Even though
That's
no one sees it.
definitely the wrong word. Just made me a man doing a job. Right?
Yeah, it's no soup.
Yeah, there's no soup. Have a good one, Cassy.